Nigel and Sue, and these are our adventures.
And in this episode, we've made it to the Northern Territory.
Woohoo! In our last episode, we enjoyed a beautiful couple of days in Budjamala Lawn Hill National Park, hiking, canoeing, and enjoying beautiful nature. This time, we drive over 1,200 kilometres into the centre of Australia at Alice Springs. We're heading directly south down towards Camberwell. We're passing through Riversley, and we've got about 155 kilometres of dirt road to go on today. And I hate to speak about this because it usually comes back to bite us, but the road's actually really good at the moment, so hopefully it stays like this. Unfortunately, I did speak too soon, and the road soon descended into this corrugated nastiness. Once we arrived at camp, we had to survey the damage. Time to survey the damage from that road. What are we broken, Knight?
Oh, I've broken another score.
Oh no.
One of these broken.
Oh shit.
Snap. We've got Sue down there. We've arrived at camp at 6:30 at night. We had a big day. And on top of that, we've got a broken bed. Another one of these score bars is broken. Fortunately, we've got a few spare. Sue's grabbing one now. Got the ski poles, walking poles, holding up the one side of the bed while we rip this broken one out. You can see that one there. So the there we go. Corrugated roads have been brutal again, and so we'll stick in a new one. Oh yeah, got it. Here's a new one. Awesome. And the new one is in. It's time for a beer. We have a bed.
Morning, friends. This is where we stayed last night. Might look kind of nice, but it's actually just a little layover on the side of the road. It was lovely and quiet though, so yeah, we're actually at the intersection with the Barkly Highway. So this is where we turn right and start heading west. And today we're going to be crossing over into the Northern Territory. Yay! Right this way. We're just coming into Camberwell, and this is the last town that we'll be seeing in Queensland. So we're quite close to the border here. I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but it's like the last place to get fuel, get water. Hopefully we can get a bit of food because we've got no fruit and vegetables left. So we're finally at the fuel line, and the line goes all the way back down the road. I'll show you. Across the road and down that side street. So we've been in the line for like maybe 15 minutes or so. It's all good. Made coffee, had some cake for breakfast, and now we're fueling up. So this is the little town of Camberwell. Honestly, there's like not much here. Except this one roadhouse, fuel, there's no groceries, there's a pub across the road and like a little van park somewhere. And then a couple of these historic buildings. Which are all closed up. So no food here for Nigel and Sue. And just a bit of fuel. We filled up the water, we've emptied the toilet, and we're going to continue west. And yeah, luckily we've got lots of food in tins. So we're about to cross the border into the Northern Territory. Of course we're going to stop for the obligatory photo with the sign, as is all of those motorbikes. We're just coming into the Barkly Homestead, which is pretty much the only stop between the border and the Stuart Highway. And the lineup for fuel here is even longer than the lineup in Camberwell. We're now super glad that we stopped for fuel in Camberwell. So we're just going to pull over somewhere here and hopefully grab some lunch. Good morning, friends. We've just woken up here. We stayed last night. We're basically by the side of the road. We just stayed here on the Barkly Highway last night, right before the intersection of the Stuart Highway. The three ways it's known. So we're set back about 100 metres from the road. We kind of like staying in these places because they're free, but they're fairly quiet. You know, if you stay in a caravan park, often you have neighbours right next to you, but this was quite a nice, pleasant place to stay. So friends, our food stocks are getting pretty low. Now, a couple of videos ago, the one where we were heading into the Outback, I mentioned that we had done our last grocery shop in Atherton and the next one wouldn't be till Tennant Creek. Today is the day that we'll go to Tennant Creek. And I think is it 10 days, Nigel? Or 9 or 10 days since we were at Atherton. So we haven't bought any groceries. So we're having to be a little bit inventive with what we have for breakfast this morning. We do have cans of baked beans. And we had some pita bread, which we use for our pizza bases. So I've toasted up the pita bread and we're having pita bread with baked beans. Nigel has put butter on his. He also has some eggs left. I'm not sure how. I think
who doesn't put butter on pita bread? I mean,
vote below. Butter on toasted pita bread, yes or no? So, yeah, Nigel still has eggs left. I don't know how, because I feel like he eats eggs every day. So there's his version.
Yeah, and you forgot the baked beans. There you go.
Soft-boiled egg, toasted pita bread with butter and baked beans.
Yumbo.
We're back on the road for another day. Today we are just continuing along the Barkly Highway just for a short time. We've only got about another 15 kilometres to go on this road and then we will turn left down the Stuart Highway into the centre. So first stop this morning will be Tennant Creek and then on to see some pretty cool sights. We've just pulled up at the Devil's Marbles, Carlu Conservation Area. We're going to go for a little hike here before we have some lunch. Now, I have been here once before, and the one thing I remember about the Devil's Marbles is the amount of flies that were here. So the fact that it's an extremely windy day today might... Nigel just said hopefully they've been blown away. I'm about to hop out the van and we'll find out. It's so windy, so we've worked out a bit of a plan. We're currently here and we're going to walk this big loop, go up to the lookout and then come back to the van and then come to the day area and have some lunch there. So we should see quite a bit around here. So we're just walking past the campsites. You can camp here. There are toilets, that's about all. And we will actually come back here on our way back north and camp here. Okay, so we've just taken a bunch of photos like pinching and holding the marbles and scooping them up, but we've kind of been talking about some of the ruder things you could do with the marbles, which we won't, but we just saw this one that looks so much like a bum.
Use your imagination.
I'll show you. We are now headed to the Wycliffe Well Roadhouse, which is known as the UFO capital of Australia. Looks like a pretty quirky spot. I have read that it's a little bit run down and has seen better days, but anyway, it sounds like a cool spot, so we're going to check it out. So this is Wycliffe Well, and supposedly the UFO capital of Australia.
Supposedly.
I don't know what makes it that. Has there been UFOs seen here? Oh my god, look, there's an alien up ahead.
I don't know what to think.
Me either.
Dirty.
That's where Elvis has been hanging out all these years. Not really supposed to come in here, but... We're stopping tonight at a little wild camp called Matt's Quarry, which is just about halfway maybe between Tennant Creek and Alice Springs. We're a couple of 100 metres off the road, and the sun's just gone down behind the hill, so we're going to watch a beautiful sunset along this ridge here as it goes more and more red. So the sun went down about, 20 minutes ago, and look at the light, it's so beautiful. And this is what it's like over to the west. Colours are just glorious. We're on the road for another day, just passing through the little village, I guess, of Tea Tree. There's not a lot here, but yeah, it's just a roadhouse. We want to stop here somewhere for some coffee. There's a sign here that says the most central pub in Australia, Nige.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I was just thinking coffee, but...
It's 10:41 a.m. We stopped for coffee.
Well, the kettle's going on while we think about that. Yeah, probably coffee.
I think it's too early and still a little bit too chilly for beer. We're doing a quick stop this morning at a little roadhouse called, I think you pronounce it Aileron, and it's well known for a couple of really big statues and artworks here. Now I think the gallery is actually closed, but I think we can walk and get a look at a couple of these pieces.
A bit rude.
So the first statue that we're looking at is of the mother and child. Nige, go stand with them so we can see how big it is. So unfortunately the little art gallery is closed. We had read that in the comments on Wikicamps, but you can still walk through this little gate to walk up to the man statue, and through the gate to walk to the woman statue. So there he is up on the hill. He's 17 metres tall and weighs 8 tonnes. So he's pretty big. And Jerry Man, he's called. Looks like Nigel's found the trail up through the Spinifex. It's kind of rocky. not far up though.
The archway.
We're just about arriving in Alice Springs. We've got 10 kilometres to go and we're starting to see some beautiful views of the West McDonnell Ranges ahead of us here. And we've just passed a marker that says it's the highest point on the highway at 787 metres. So that kind of explains why, well, part of the reason why it's so cold here at night. How many feet was it, Nige?
Well, it's roughly 2,700, maybe a bit less, so that's a good 5 degrees colder than the coast.
So we've made it to Alice Springs.
With the headgear you can tell it's kind of cold here in the desert.
Freezing cold. We're going to spend a few days here checking it out.
Lots of nature to see, hikes, bikes, and the likes. Yeah, looking forward to it.
What we're doing today, we're going into the Beanie Festival, which is quite a quirky festival that they have here in Alice Springs. We're both going to grab a new beanie, hopefully. We find something that we like. The Beanie Festival features beanies and hats from thousands of different artisans around the country, supports the local Indigenous community, and it's been running for 26 years. We tried on a couple of different beanies each before we settled on our favourites. The last 2 days we've done some mountain biking. The trails here are so awesome. I was saying to Nige yesterday that I want to stay here for a month and just ride all the time because it's so good. Quite rocky, quite challenging, and not too steep, so not too tiring. Friends, we still don't have our heater. We're still waiting for a part, and it's like getting down to 1, 2, 3 degrees overnight. So Nigel is currently standing there with the oven on, warming up.
As you do.
Look at that beautiful banana cake I made yesterday. Can't wait to eat that. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please give us a thumbs up or drop a comment down below. It really helps us out, as does subscribing to our channel, which is free here on YouTube. Join us next time as we bring you another cinematic vlog, this time from the beautiful East McDonnell Ranges. Thanks for watching.